Hello again. And I'm not sure if my last Zoom worked. Hello again. And I'm not sure if my last Zoom worked. Hello again. And I'm not sure if my last Zoom worked. Hello again, and I'm not sure if my last Zoom worked. Hello again, and I'm not sure if my last Zoom worked. Hello again, and I'm not sure if my last
I am
Zoom
definitely
worked.
I am
Zoom
definitely
worked.
Zoom hang with me. I apologize if you're getting a lot of feedback. Hang with me. I apologize if you're getting a lot of feedback. Hang with me. I apologize if you're getting a lot of feedback. I wish I had my instructions in front of me. I apologize for the delay in this video. There's one more thing I need to do. I wish I had my instructions in front of me. I apologize for the delay in this video. There's one more thing I need to do. I wish I had my instructions in front of me. I apologize for the delay in this video. There's one more thing I need to do. I wish I had my apologize for that sounds awful in this video. One more thing I need to do. I wish I had my apologize for that sounds awful in this video. One more thing I need to do. I wish I had my that sounds awful. One more thing I need to do. I wish one more thing I need to do. One more thing I need to do. One more thing I need to do. Mhm. One more thing I need to do. One more thing I need to do. Mhm. Okay, so hopefully I'm still live on YouTube. I had to close YouTube. I apologize for the noise. So if you are joining me, thank you for being here. I recorded this segment at 10 o'clock and then realized it really did not record. So I am hopefully doing it correctly this time. So thank you for being here. I am Christine Howard, and this, oh, actually, there's one more thing I need to do. I need to, that's okay. It's not streaming in my app, but I streamed earlier straight into my app, the Radiant Achiever, and I will just post this later because it's already been enough time. So I want to check in with you today. It is the 4th of July. It's a day of celebration in the States, but it's also a time of a lot of change and unrest and uncertainty. We've just finished the first half of the year, and at the end of the first half of the year is always a great time to take a pause and to check in about how did that first half of the year go, and then to look at your plans for the rest of the year moving forward. Now, I know, and I will do a big disclaimer here, we have been in unprecedented times of change, of challenge, of uncertainty, and it may seem like an impossible time to have goals, have dreams, and have callings. And I acknowledge and I hear those concerns. However, I want to challenge you, if that is a belief that you're holding, I want to challenge you that there is another way. So in my time together with you today, there's three main things I want to accomplish. First, I want to spend some time looking at and having you do your own internal review of the first half of the year. And I'll give some specific key points I want you to look at related to that. Secondly, I want to talk about how to step into an empowered place for the rest of the year moving forward and what that looks like. And then thirdly is to talk about a really critical component of your life and your success and happiness and fulfillment, and that is community. And I'll talk a little bit more about that. So let's dive in. First and foremost, the first half of the year. Yes, lots of change. A lot of people had to do pivots, myself included. For some people, it was a huge struggle. I don't know exactly your situation, but what I would love for you to look at as you pause in this time, in our time together, maybe things didn't go exactly like you planned. Maybe you ended up working on and doing some different projects, but it's so important to pause and acknowledge what you did do. Not just the tasks that you completed, but who were you being during that time? Maybe you showed so much more patience than in times past. Or maybe you were able to step into bigger levels of compassion for yourself and for others, or forgiveness, or courage, or openness to new ways of being. Look at the first half of the year from that perspective also. So that inner self, who are you being? And really truly celebrate every little way, every little thing that you did do. And on the accomplishment side, I know a lot of people in my circles had to learn technology. I know I was planning to do a lot of live events and everything got canceled. So I made the pivot to things like this. Obviously, you can see I have not mastered the technology in this particular arena, but acknowledge yourself for the pivots that you did do. How were you able to shift and do something new to keep your life moving forward, to keep your business moving forward, relationships, whatever that case may be? Look at what you did do. And a lot of times, and I know me in times past, I would be hard on myself for what I didn't do. And this is not the time for that. The mid-year update is truly to acknowledge and celebrate, first and foremost, what you did do, and to be in a place of gratitude for everything that you did do and accomplish, and the changes and the shifts that you made. Okay, so maybe just dealing with uncertainty, or maybe for you, and I know again, this is something that's happened for a lot of people, they were so in a certain way of life that it was so difficult to shift to being at home, to shift to not knowing or not being able to take their next steps. And if you acknowledge yourself for how you felt and for how you addressed your feelings,
That's a huge acknowledgement in and of itself, because so many people have that go, go, go mentality. And you might be one of them, and you don't want to sit and acknowledge, hey, I'm not feeling good today, or I'm just not with it, or I'm, I want to kind of take some time to myself. And you did. That's a huge accomplishment. So really look at your last 6 months from all these different layers, not just what you're used to doing from the external world, but the inner ways that you showed up for yourself and for others, acknowledging your feelings, making changes, making shifts, making pivots. Okay, so that is the first half of the year. And write it down on paper. I think that would be great too. I'm a huge, huge proponent of writing things down. Then you can step back and you can see them from a new perspective. And so many times when I've done this exercise, I am really honestly surprised, like, oh, I forgot about that. Oh, I forgot about that. And you'll see that things will add up and you've actually accomplished, achieved, and shifted in ways that you probably have already forgotten about in the last 6 months. And then the last piece of that looking back can be, what didn't go well and what do I want to do different next time? But when you look at that piece of it, this is not from a place of judgment or a place of feeling bad or being hard on yourself. It's from a place of love. It's from a place of growth, and it's from a place of expansion into truly being able to live and achieve the vision that you have for your life. So spend some time doing that. I absolutely do that. And again, I do it from that perspective of growth and love and information, right? So please do not be hard on yourself about that. Then you can take that piece into the next section, which is, what do you desire to do this second half of the year? Now, it may seem impossible to create plans, to create goals. And I get that, because there is so much change and there's so much uncertainty. However, if that is your belief, I do truly want to challenge you that you can create goals, you can listen to those callings of your soul and make forward progress. You're just going to have to do it in ways that you probably have not done before. There are so many things that are available to us when we get creative, options that are outside the box, right? Solutions that come to us from random places that move you forward. That is a key thing that I teach in my work of radiant achievement. And we don't have to have it all figured out. You don't have to have it all figured out. One of the best things you can do for yourself right now is to let go of trying to control anything, but stay truly tuned in and in the present moment on what is that next step this week or today that I can take toward that goal. So what's that new rhythm you want to have for the second half of the year? There have been some changes and some things have opened up. So there is a little bit of a shift. You might still be working at home though, too. And I know for me, when things started to open up, I didn't just rush out back into the world. I did stay home and spend some time to get my bearings on what was important to me, what felt right for me, what was I missing that I wanted to re-engage in, and what would that look like? So really connecting what I was feeling, what I was needing, and just doing a lot of listening allowed me to, first and foremost, get grounded. And then secondly, to take some baby steps to going back out in the world, but in a way that felt comfortable, that felt in alignment with what was important to me. So I'm still navigating that. And I think we're going to continue to navigate that for the rest of the year. But the key step was I took some time to really see what was calling to me. And then how could I bring that to life? How could I create this new journey in alignment with what my goals, my values were? And then the next part of finding your new rhythm is to reassess what's important to you. Reassess what you desire to bring to life in this second half of the year. take those lessons learned from the first half and then write some goals, create a vision and connect with it on a regular basis. Now, there's one thing that I want to really emphasize in this conversation of your second half of the year. I want you to really deepen into the fact that you are the leader of your life and to expand the responsibility that you take to create your happiness, to create your fulfillment, to create your joy, to bring your goals to life. A quick little story. I used to be someone who was looking for permission, we're looking for approval from others in my life. And I spent so many years not living to my potential, and not saying yes to those things that were calling to my heart. And it had a significant impact in my life. And I don't want that to happen to you, right? And so if you're feeling a stirring of something that wants to come to life, let it come to life. There is always a way, even if it's just a baby step, even if it's just research, even if it's just a conversation, to put it out in the air with somebody that there's something that's important to you. You can absolutely do this. You can absolutely bring this to life, my friend. Okay. So step into bigger responsibility. And yes, we need to pay attention to what's going on in the world and follow guidelines that we're being given. And at the same time, that doesn't mean we can't create our life and create our vision, bring our vision to life in our life. So spend some time digesting what's calling to you. I love really getting in that place of quietness to listen. And then once I feel into where's my energy, and I'll scan every area of my life, my health, my relationships, my finances, my career, my home environment, my community, and I just feel into where the energy is. I've had a ton and ton of energy in my career these last several months. And there have been a lot of just very inspired projects that I've brought to life. And it feels amazing actually to be doing things without having it all planned out and to see how one step leads to another, to another, to another. So if you're challenged with having it all figured out, maybe the next step for you could be to just go do something you feel inspired to do without knowing how it's going to turn out or without knowing what that next step is going to be. I know when things are calling to us energetically to bring to life, that is something we need to pay attention to. It's our body, it's our inner wisdom speaking to us that now is the time. Now is the time to bring forth this particular calling or this particular dream or this particular goal. So pay attention to all of that as you look toward the next part of the year. And I would love to see and hear what's calling to you, what's coming up for you in the next part of the year. You can connect with me on my Facebook page, The Christine Howard, or message me through social media. I would love to support you, or put a comment in this video if I figure out that it's actually going to be posted in my YouTube channel, because the other one wasn't. So those are the first two things. And then the last piece, and this is so critical, especially right now, because we have been at home for so long, is to get connected with a community. So if you're not connected with a community, a group of friends, coach, a mastermind, a Facebook group that's encouraging and empowering for you, please, it's so powerful to be part of a community of like-minded people that can support, encourage, and celebrate with you when you take steps, and help you have that confidence when you're a little bit nervous or uncertain about stepping out in a bigger way. I have a community on my Facebook page. Again, my Facebook page is The Christine Howard, and I have the Radiant Achievement Society, which is a open group for, especially for women who are feeling called to bring something to life, but you're in a place of uncertainty or maybe overwhelm because there's so many things to do. Where do you start? Or how do you make it fit into the other parts of your life? That is a key thing that I love supporting women to address, because it's not either or, it's and. And I had to learn that myself in a really big way, and would love to support you to do that. So those are my 3 things for today. Number 1, please do that reflection and celebrate every little thing that you accomplished. Number 2 is to really create a vision for this second half of the year. Connect with what's calling to you. Create some clear goals and intentions around that. And then what is that next step you can take each week and maybe each day? And then third, get connected with a community and be involved. If you're connected but you haven't been involved, reach out, make a post, make a comment. There's so much support that we can get and receive during this time if we open ourselves to do that. So that's my message for you today. I am Christine Howard, and if you're seeing me for the first time, I am a coach, I'm a speaker, I'm an author, and I am all about women, especially women, but people in general, really living their fullest, most radiant, and turned on life. And how you do that is by saying yes to what is authentically calling to your heart and to your soul, and courageously stepping into bringing those things to life, but doing it in a way that is supported through your intuition and your self-worth and your inner listening and inspired action. And it's not about pushing hard. It's not about working at all costs. It's about stepping into trust, into joy, into flow, and letting synchronicity and serendipity also be a part of this journey, which makes it so much fun. And you ultimately get to your goal, but you are not burnt out and frazzled at the end. So that's a little bit about what I'm about. You can check me out more on thechristinehoward.com. And I would love to have you be part of my tribe. Connect with me there. I have a great free gift on my website that is all about rituals, which is so important also, to help feed you and fuel you on your journey. And thank you. Last but not least, thank you for being here today. Thank you for your openness to look at your life and how you can fulfill the contribution that you are feeling called to bring to life in your lifetime this time around. Thanks for being here, and bye for now. I might have to stop YouTube first.